I know this would have haven't been one in a full, but come on, I don't want to waste this good opportunity of this perfect what if. I have to do it. I must do it. I have to cover it. Sorry for my little rant. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be doing a new what if. What if Raditz was the legendary Super Saiyan? Now, as I said earlier, um, I know this what if hasn't won the vote during our a few months ago poll I made, and I know this what it didn't won. It was something else, but I don't want to really waste this opportunity, so I decided that let's just let's do this what if anyway. Let's just do it because I want to do something with Raditz for once. So yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe. It's free. Enjoy the video. Anyway, let's begin. We'll start off with the birth of Raditz, which at first his power level was quite low. Like pretty much any low class Saiyan power level would be probably like around at least it's bigger than Kakarot's, even though Kakarot hasn't been born yet. But he was pretty much a good Saiyan. So yeah, we're just gonna skip the part where things are important to Raditz. The part where sometimes Raditz power level will just increase and decrease out of nowhere. And I wouldn't say that King Vegeta would notice this, but some of the Saiyans would. Although it's not like a marginally amount that it will surpass Vegeta. At least they hope so, because the first person who does notice this was Borak. And of course, he heard what happened to a previous Saiyan that was sent away, since there was a Saiyan that was stronger than Prince Vegeta. So you hope that Raditz doesn't have that same fate like a Saiyan. Like, could that Saiyan be the legendary Super Saiyan, or it's somehow by luck, by chance? But they don't know. They heard rumors about a Saiyan being sent away. Actually, no, they witnessed it. But Raditz was eventually sent into Vegeta and Nappa's group, but instead of being called the low class Saiyan, since his power level was quite big, he's not no longer called the low class. He has to be called the mid class, or maybe somewhere in the elite section. But since his power level was quite strong, he's stronger than his canon self, if even. However, sometimes Raditz got some angry issues that his power fluctuate in and out, so no one knows what his true power is. And of course, King Vegeta would notice this, but at first he didn't really seem to mind, but it does remind him of Broly, so he wanted to fix that issue. So once he ordered Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz to come back to Earth, he'll probably execute Raditz from himself personally. However, he never got that chance because one day Frieza came into planet Vegeta and just destroyed the planet, killing everyone. Well, except for a few surviving Saiyans, which leave Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz have to survive against Frieza's orders, since they have to serve Frieza as long as they can live. And by now, they've been sent to many missions over these years and decades, and Vegeta and Nappa would recognize Raditz's strange behavior. Like, whenever Raditz was in a tough situation or in a near-death situation, he would suddenly get into a blind rage, where his power would skyrocket, surpassing Nappa with ease. And the only reason why Vegeta and Nappa were able to survive is because of Vegeta. Vegeta's heavy power level is able to knock some sense out of Raditz. But even then, a few more days, it becomes harder and harder for Vegeta to even knock some sense out of Raditz, which leads to Nappa and Vegeta training, which they've never done before. Well, they probably have in the past, but they need to train to at least keep Raditz under control, because if he goes to Berserk and they're not strong enough to deal with him, they're both gonna die, and who knows what's gonna happen to Raditz. And they need to stick together. However, Raditz isn't cocky about his power. If anything, he's kind of fearful of it, because he even recognizes how his strength potential is. Like, he loses control, all sense of him, like he's becoming a rampaging monster. It's not like using Grady, no. It's just like the power just controlling him, the rage, his anger. And most of that anger comes from Frieza, because Frieza is tormenting him. Same way with Nappa and Vegeta. However, Nappa and Vegeta were going a little easy on Raditz, since they know that his anger and rage could cause an issue. So they don't bully him that much, but they still like patronize him still, but not as frequently as before, which still kind of pisses Raditz off either way. So this goes on like this, and Raditz usually sound more fearful and try his best to not go to Berserk, but still, every mission he still goes to Berserk mode, which will either lead to almost Nappa, Vegeta, or even himself dying. But they get a lot of Senkai's from this. I'll say even close to Sharper and Doria's level, which Sharper and Doria doesn't take kindly to this, which they need to train themselves a little bit to make sure these Saiyans doesn't catch up to them. Right now, a few years pass, with Raditz still being fearful of his own abilities and powers, and by now Frieza's getting more and more suspicious about these Saiyans because this Raditz guy is somehow getting much stronger than the other Saiyans. Like, he understands if Raditz could somehow surpass Nappa, but Vegeta, I mean, that causes me concern, and Frieza might consider destroying the Saiyans much more earlier on. As far as you know, these three are the only last Saiyans left. And Raditz, well, he needs to think of the plan. Vegeta does as well. Like, at this point, Frieza is having more and more suspicions of them. This means that they might be killed on later on. So they need to decide to plan to defeat Frieza now, before it's too late. But Raditz decided that it's best to get his brother, because who knows, if his brother has the same power as him, then they could both use that power against Frieza. Which, on the surface, sounds like a good idea, but the more they think about it, what if Kakarot has the same potential as Raditz, like that same angry rage potential? And think about this, it does concern them, but at worst case, both of them will go to the rampage and kill each other off, which means that Vegeta and Nappa doesn't have to worry about them. But on best case, they could recruit Kakarot and use both of that rage two Saiyans against Frieza and just kill him. But also at double worst case, they'll just lose two powerful Saiyans and they'll get screwed by Frieza early on. It's a gamble, but Raditz decided he needs to do this. And so Raditz takes his space pod and heads to Earth. Nothing changes about Goku's adventure. It goes completely the same up until when he met Raditz for the first time. Raditz have a different approach when going to Earth. The first thing he try to do is try not to enrage himself, or at the same time try not to upset himself anyway, because if he gets upset he goes to a blind rage and he just do something rationally, since Vegeta and Nappa are not here to watch him, since they need to stay back doing their own mission. So Frieza is suspicious that 3 Saiyans are just gone out of nowhere. So Raditz on Earth trying to be very cautious on himself, but also on Kakarot, because he doesn't know if Kakarot has the same potential as him, the same rampaging potential. And if he does, then he might have an issue, because if Kakarot gets angry, he's going to make Raditz angry. And if Raditz is angry, he goes to the same blind rage too. Or if Kakarot doesn't have the potential, then it could be easier for Raditz to just convince Goku. Although at the same time, he doesn't know. He needs to find out himself. And the best way to do it is try to approach Kakarot in a different way. Although at the same time, the planet is kind of quite peaceful, since he never really gets to see any planets peaceful like this before, but yeah. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He goes to Kakarot, and of course, he still explains about the whole Saiyan things. And when Goku refuses to go with Raditz, he does still attempts to keep that going, which he does. However, this battle is a lot more different because Raditz is a lot stronger than he was in his canon self. How much stronger he is? Crazy or not, he's surpassed Vegeta's canon level. However, Vegeta being a prince, he might be able to keep up with Raditz. Nappa might actually be the weakest one now. He's actually now the lower ones. Which means that Raditz is easily toying with Piccolo and Goku if he hasn't done that already. Here is even more apparent. And they still try to grab Raditz's tail, which actually does work. And of course, Raditz was getting angrier and angrier, in which he is starting to at least lose his composure. His special beam cannon doesn't even penetrate him. Goku did not let go of his tail, since Raditz needs to convince him, since Raditz knows he's strong enough. And when Piccolo fires his special beam cannon, the only thing he can't do is that he can't move, since the tail is holding him still. When the beam does hit him, he just tanks it. It doesn't even penetrate him. It does leave a small scar, but that's it. It doesn't do anything else, which shocks Goku and Piccolo. How strong is this guy? Piccolo tries beating Raditz up, however, Raditz decides to cut his own tail off to free himself from Goku's grasp, and getting enraged, he goes to that one of those enraged moments. And this is cause for issue because that means that Goku and Frieza are completely outmatched. However, Kami was watching above, knowing that if Piccolo dies, he'll die. So he has no choice. He teleports to where the battlefield's at. Raditz is attacking Piccolo and Goku. He is very, very fast. However, the only thing that keeps Goku and Piccolo alive, just barely, is because of Raditz's reckless and blind for rage, which means Raditz could be predictable. However, he is still somewhat predictable. They could dodge his attacks since he's not fighting with skill at all. Well, he wasn't fighting skill to begin with, but now he's on a complete rampage. They could dodge his attacks, but if they do get hit of it, it's over. They'll be dead. But thankfully, Kami does appear quickly, just as Raditz went to his Berserk mode, and decided to use the Mount Fuba, which catch Raditz off guard, and then it seals the Saiyan away, containing him in a jar, which thankfully they're able to do in a matter of time. However, Goku still take a nasty beating, which leads to, Goku dying since he took a lot of damage from Raditz's beatdown. However, Piccolo's still alive, but barely, just in a blink of death. And since they're not going to know the Saiyans are coming, they're not going to know what to do. But I would say that Piccolo would still know that the Saiyans are coming. Maybe Raditz scatter, which fall to the ground, hearing that Raditz is dead, or at least seemingly he died, they will go to Earth and just finish the job. We could say something like that. And everyone has to prepare for the Saiyans arrival. And since Piccolo has no condition of taking Gohan, instead Kami's the one to take that role. However, in a more peaceful manner, he offered Gohan to train with him so he could avenge his father. Which Gohan, although a crybaby, he does agree. So Kami gets everyone to prepare for the Saiyans arrival. Piccolo, not knowing what to do, he had to lick his wounds and had to wait to be healed, because no one's going to heal him. They have the Raditz container with them, but they have no idea what they're going to do, because for all they know, the Saiyans that are coming, what if they're stronger than Raditz? Like, Goku and Piccolo could have barely win against Raditz, and they need to seal him away, and that wasn't even Raditz's full power either. They're completely flipping out right now because they have no idea what to do, which Kami suggests that they should all try to train in a hyperbolic time chamber. Not only that, but Kami decided that maybe what if they try to at least get answers for Raditz. Of course, people think Kami's crazy because if they free, Raditz is going to kill everyone because he's pretty much powerful right now. But what other choice do he have? He has the answers to defeat the Saiyans. And plus, they have an idea to at least do that. Although they're not going to release him right now. They're at least trying to get stronger so they can at least be able to fight him off. So, let's say that the humans train in a type of hyperbolic time chamber for at least a few days. Piccolo, he trains by himself, well, after he got healed, of course. As for Goku, well, he still goes to King Kai's planet, since, well, he needs to train to prepare for the Saiyans. Although, unknown to him, he might as well train much more harder than ever. And Goku, well, he's going to train since he sees how strong Raditz is. And knowing the two Saiyans were coming, well, he needs to train for harder. And, well, since the humans are training, especially Piccolo, they are going to get ready to free Raditz. Although, they will at least put Raditz on some sort of restrainment where they can at least hold him still or just try not to make him burst out of rage. And as they get ready to free Raditz, this is where we leave it off for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. What will happen with Raditz? Will he turn to the good side, or will he continue to be an evil rampaging Saiyan? We'll find out.